It happens probably more than you think, and are you prepared if it does? It's National Restart a Heart Day. Tim Lewis is here with the American Heart Association to go over what we should know about CPR. Tim, good to see you. Thanks for coming in today. Tell me, American Heart Association, how long it's been around and what its purpose ultimately is.
So the American Heart Association the mission of the organization is to be a relentless force for a world of longer, healthier lives. We go about that mission in a number of different ways, and the Heart Association as an organization has been around for over 100 years, 101 years. And we've learned a lot as a society about heart disease and stroke and what are ways we can live healthier and what are ways that we can work together to live longer and healthier lives.
I saw a shocking number, 23,000 children a year have a cardiac episode outside this. It could be an athletic event, something like that. And I mean, we all really need to know how to do CPR and help these kids.
So cardiovascular disease is the #1 cause of death in America and throughout the world. And one of the leading causes of cardiovascular disease deaths is from cardiac arrest. Cardiac arrest is a scary thing. It's a scary thing. It's when your heart stops beating. And it can happen to anyone. It can happen to adults. It can happen to teens. It can happen to infants. And it's a scary thing. It can happen to the sick and it can happen to the healthy. It's more than 350,000 people on average per year go into cardiac arrest. And while we often measure our lives in terms of the number of years we live, when cardiac arrest happens, we need to measure time by minutes or sometimes by seconds. CPR is something that is so effective that for a person who goes into cardiac arrest, doing CPR can double or triple that person's chance of survival, because the survival rate from cardiac arrest that happen outside of a hospital is approximately 10%. And so cardiac arrest is something that there is a problem, but the solution is knowing how to do hands-only CPR.
Do it properly. To
do it properly. And it's something that sometimes people will think that I don't know how to do CPR, or I'm afraid that I might not do it correctly. Hands-only CPR is something that every single person can do. It's very simple, it's very straightforward, and it's something that you can do while you call 911 and while emergency responders are on their way. And you asked about youth and children, and the number of cardiac arrests that happen to youth is approximately, like you said, over 23,000 on average per year. The amazing thing about that is that in school, when a cardiac arrest happens in schools where an AED is on site, the survival rate is 7 times higher. So it's approximately 70%. So we know that doing CPR and using an AED saves lives.
So the AED is much more successful. You don't do both, you do one of the two.
You do both. So when a cardiac arrest happens, we use something called the chain of survival. I think we're going to go down to the ground. Because a person goes into cardiac arrest, that will be on the ground. And so for hands-only CPR, it's something that there's no certification to do. There's something that every person can do. There are only 2 steps to doing hands-only CPR. Step 1 is you call 911, and then help will be on the way. And step 2 is you push hard and fast in the center of the chest. That's it. You put one hand over the other, you lean over to the person, and then you push hard and fast. Now, this is a training mannequin, so it clicks. A real person won't click like this, but that's the thing about doing hands-only CPR, is that you can do it and your hands become that person's heartbeat. By pushing in their chest, your hands become their heart and you're still circulating their blood. And again, doing hands-only CPR can double or triple a person's chance of survival.
Do you do that continually, or do you do a sequence of rhythms?
You do it continuously, just like that person's heart beats continuously. So you just do it continuously, and we've even worked with dispatch centers across the whole state now that when you call 911, the dispatch agent is going to be working with the person to remind them to walk them through the steps of doing hands-only CPR. There we go.
Where am I going? Middle?
Right there. You got it.
Right there?
Yep. You got it. So we're all in good hands with you right now. We're all in good hands with you.
Well, I made first-class Boy Scout until I discovered girls, and then all bets were off.
So that's it. That's all there is to doing hands-only CPR. And our goal, the American Heart Association, we have a public awareness and education program called the Nation of Lifesavers, where we want the place that's most common for cardiac arrest to happen outside of a hospital is in the home. And so we want one person in every single household in the country to know how to do hands-only CPR. It's something that we all can know how to do and all feel confident in our ability to perform hands-only CPR.
I think of the power about saving a life like that.
That's right.
Tim, thanks so much for being here today.